I'm too tall for something.
Oh my goodness. You think? Nobody else will practice.
I just saw her that okay. You're married too.
You want to go?
Okay.
Thank you. You may be seated. Friends and family from near and far, thank you for joining us today to join Dillon and Patricia in marriage. Marriage is a life endeavor. It allows us to share the best of each other and promotes purest motivation. Now, with that being said, Patricia, when we talked about this years ago, I know you said you wanted a Star Wars themed wedding.
Yeah!
And I knew that would change over the years. But what I wanted to do was just to retell your love story, just so that you would see how epic your love story is to that fictional tale. The main character still had amazing hairdos, and the other male character was always followed around by a big brown guy. So it fits. A long time ago, in a country far, far away, Patricia signed on to a cruise ship that we had both been working on. And when Dillon first laid eyes on you, and you opened your mouth to speak, he looked over at me very slowly, and the look on his face said it all. What the hell just happened? Who is this woman? That's how it started. Our relationship, your relationship, was a very professional one, which grew into more of a brother and sister relationship as time passed. You went on little lunch dates, dated other people, and you even traveled together. You two traveled to South Africa. And that all in itself was an adventure from what I hear. Oh boy. But when it came time, or so it seemed, that we would all be parting ways, you two still found a way to gravitate towards one another's location, whether it be separated by states, by sea, or by country. I remember the day I got the call from Dillon telling me that Patricia had called and confessed her love for him. Little did he know I got the same call from Trish 2 minutes before. And I was thinking the same thing everyone who knew them was thinking. It's about time. We all moved to the Pacific Northwest together, and I actually witnessed this love with my own eyes. Every time you looked at each other, it was as if you were proclaiming each and every time, I am for you, and you are for me. You grew together, you adopted traits from each other. You even both moved to California to pick up organic farming, which, to be honest, I didn't know you guys wanted to do. But there you found a calling and you found a passion of what you wanted to do from that point on. When you got back, you shared the news with me that you're expecting your first child. And I could hear the excitement and fear in your voice. But it turned into such a beautiful, beautiful thing. You have turned into this mother that we all know now. It's September 7th, 2012. You experienced a little bit of tragedy. A fire consumed your house. The place that you gave birth to your first son. But it didn't stop you. You guys kept going. You moved from temporary lodging to a temporary home to finally in a little camper on your mom's property. And it didn't stop you there. You had a second born, Cadence, your daughter, which you gave birth to in a tent.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
I can't even sleep in a tent. I don't know how you do that. But then you pushed on. You moved your camper out to this beautiful property that we all sit on now. You built your house with your bare hands. And that was your house that you had in your dreams. And you did it together. And you survived that. I want you to look out here. Look out at all the people and your beautiful land and your beautiful house. You were both farmers before you even knew you wanted to be farmers. Individually, your love has touched each and every one here. But together, this is what you've cultivated. All the hands that went into preparing this, all out of love for you. Your love has transcended distance, disaster, hardships, but your actions speak for your love. And your love says, I can, I will, and as long as we are together, everything is as it should be. And it's time to give your love a voice and say, I do. You're welcome.
Oh, cool.
Nice work.
Now a little blast from the past. Might as well end it how we all started it, right?
There you go.
What a great efficient.
This represents all of her, and this represents all of him. The bad taste, that burn going down, and the good feelings after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good use of the handkerchief. There you go. Dillon and Trish have prepared their vows. Pardon while they whip out their technology. Bear with me. I don't know where this is going to go. Hopefully getting married.
I met you on a cruise ship in Hawaii, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I saw you arrive in a white and salmon chevron dress with your long blonde hair and made notice of you very quickly. You were stubborn, hard-headed, and a driven young woman ready to conquer the world. We started off knowing our differences and worked around them, all while sharing an underlying commonality, attraction. I would comfort you when you were sad. I would comfort you when you were down. I would hold you when you needed it the most. We traveled the world separately, and we traveled together, both smiling, sharing an underlying thought, affection. Neither of us admitted this, and both of us continued our own life experiences in the meantime. We never stopped smiling at each other, laughing with each other, enjoying each other, and leaning on each other through it all. It took you and liquid courage to make the first move. And all I could say was, one day at a time. You were in Florida and I was in Oregon, and yet the development of our attraction, affection, and love was always one day at a time. I found myself wandering alone in California looking for you, with no idea of where to look, but I tried. The trip was to be spontaneous, full of adventure, and planted the seed of love, well, for me at least. spontaneous Trish decided to visit me on the 4th of July, 2008, and I did not disappoint. I called you my girlfriend that day before I even asked you, but I think we were bound to feel formalities at that point. I mean, I kissed you just a month before that. We saw fireworks in more ways than one. I cooked you dinner, and I confirmed our mutual underlying feelings of attraction, affection, and the possibility of love. And I've always promised, one day at a time. We live, we grow, and we love together. I'm here for you. I have nowhere else to go. I am here because of you. I have a house because of you. I have children because of you. We've stuck it out. We've hit bottom. I think we're on the up. My car was broken into several times, but I think we're on the up. I think we got it. And I will always be behind you. Every day. For the rest of my life.
Should have went first.
So, they often say that that when you're trying to avoid your destiny, you often find it on the very road you're taking. And that is certainly the case. I am and always have been the person who wants to be strong on my own, who wants to stand on my own 2 feet, who will accept no hand of help, who will always be fine. I fought as hard as I could to keep the walls that I had built as strong and sacred as they could be. Literally, you reached your hands out for a friendship hold, and they were gone. I worked so hard to be something so strong, and until I held your hands, I had no idea how weak I really was. I've grown more in the last few years than I have in an entire life, waiting to find that person. I wandered thinking I would never need to find what I had right in front of me the whole time. I never wanted to be married. I never wanted to have children because those things meant needing someone else. Because I didn't know that someone would ever love me the way that you have loved me. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I can't promise I'll be perfect. But I can promise that I will always try to be whatever it is you want one day at a time. I live this life to cherish you. And that's all I know.
It's more than enough.
A ring is a symbol of a lifelong commitment and your undying love and understanding for each other. Patricia, do you accept this ring?
I will. That's good. They probably should be sweating.
She still does.
I still do.
Dillon, do you accept this ring? Ever? All right, you two. Do us all a favor and share your first kiss as Mr. and Mrs. Haggerty. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Mr. and Mrs. Haggerty.